Now, if we can, before you go, Jack Jenkins, just pivot for a second. You've been writing a lot in the last day about Pope Francis and his
Yeah.
latest trip. And he is saying that one of his latest things, he said that Donald Trump, speaking of Islamophobia, his plan to build a wall between the United States and Mexico is not Christian.
Mhm.
So now Donald Trump, by the way, is such a BSer that when he was asked his favorite part of the Bible, and clearly has never read the Bible in his life,
Right.
said all of it.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But what did the Pope say exactly?
So the Pope was asked. So Trump, knew that Pope Francis is a powerful figure. He knows that, and he's Francis gets the royal treatment, speaks before Congress, everything else. But when when Pope Francis was going to Mexico and clearly standing up for immigrants, and he had a mass yesterday on the border between the United States and Mexico where he blessed undocumented immigrants across the border, that type of stuff. And so Donald Trump said that he's a very political man, like referring to the Pope, and that he suspected that the Mexican government had co-opted Pope Francis into supporting immigrants, as if Pope Francis hadn't been supporting immigrants his entire life, but also throughout his papacy. And so they asked Pope Francis about this on the plane ride from Mexico back to Rome. And Francis's response was basically, I don't really know, I don't want to weigh in on any specific vote, but any man who says that that immigrants should be walled off, is not a Christian. So he basically literally said Donald Trump is not a Christian, and then he said that the act of building walls as opposed to bridges is an unchristian act.
And
Um,
this, of course, is completely consistent with church teaching all along about immigrants and about bringing in the
yeah,
stranger. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it off there. But I will conclude by saying now I'm convinced Donald Trump has never read his Bible because, as I recall, the story of Jesus and his family, undocumented, I think, is the fact that they didn't have the right documents was certainly a part of their story, wasn't it? You're the
yeah,
expert, but
yes.
all right.